California has a new law in effect, and it's absolutely hilarious what is happening in California. Yeah, I call California California. It's pretty darn close to being communist, but we're not going to talk about that today. This is a case of the more you F around, the more you find out. Because there's some young ladies that are going to be featured in this video today that found out the hard way that you better pay attention, when new laws get passed, because it could come back to bite you. With that being said, let's dive in.
Proposition 36 is now in effect across California.
Voters approved the measure with 68% of the vote last month. Overwhelming. San Diego County District Attorney Summer Stephan is joining us now. Good morning. First of all, thanks for being here. This is what you wanted, and I think a lot of Californians agreed with you. Were you surprised at the result, 68% of the vote?
I wasn't surprised based on what I was hearing on the streets, in the stores, the frustration, the anger, the feeling of being left behind, having victims and businesses trampled by crime, fentanyl, killing children. So I felt it on the streets, but if you were to hear that the researchers and those kind of talking heads, it made it sound like it's not going to go anywhere, but
for those
obviously did.
For those who weren't following along with all the segments that we did and all the interviews we did about it, what exactly is Prop 36 and how did we get here?
So it hits the three most pressing issues right now. It hits the rampant retail theft that's causing the products to be closed, causing stores, small and large, to close, affecting customers and employees. It also impacts the homelessness, especially homelessness with addiction, because right now you can have open drug use, cops come up, and they really just can give a citation or a misdemeanor and not force any treatment. This will address that. It will mandate treatment or jail, so people have an option. And the third thing it impacts is the rampant fentanyl deaths that have affected our community. So it just hit on the three, it didn't do everything we need, but the three most pressing issues of our time. We got here because of weak laws. It started with Proposition 47 10 years ago, where it became you can steal under $950, and no matter how many times you do it, it's still the same, a citation or a misdemeanor. So the laws just didn't differentiate between habitual criminals and the kid who makes a mistake the first time. Prop 36 was written specifically with that common sense balance. It still gives a first chance to a dumb mistake and a second chance, but then on the third theft, you're going to face a felony consequence.
So written and passed, this is what the voters wanted, but now implementing this and making this happen is a whole nother ballgame. So what is your office doing now to implement this?
So yeah, you heard the reasons as to why Prop 36 is extremely important. People were literally out here robbing places because they knew that they wouldn't face any harsh consequences. At worst, they get a little slap on the wrist and get a summons to court. Okay, I don't have to go to prison tonight or jail tonight. All right, cool. Hey, what's the next place we robbing tonight? It just absolutely made no sense. And the fact that officers couldn't arrest folks who were just openly using drugs out on the street, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy to me. And I know some folks are like, well, these folks need treatment, not jail. Well, sometimes jail is the treatment, because they ain't giving you them hard drugs in jail. So you're forced to come off of whatever it is that you're on. Now, granted, it may not be the best way to do things, but obviously there's ways and treatments inside of jail that they're not just going to let you pine box right in prison because of withdrawals. Okay, they'll help you out, but sometimes that's the best way to do it. Throw them in jail. now they don't have access to those needles and those same drugs that they were using out on the streets. So that's also a great method. I mean, treatment, of course, is best, but sometimes, hey, jail works too. Okay. But I want to show you guys this clip that has gone absolutely viral because there's these young ladies who decided to go and rob a place because, you know, they didn't understand what Prop 36 was. And I say that because there's a clip after this where they're talking in the back of a police vehicle and they say something quite interesting. One of them is absolutely shocked that they're about to be hit with a felony. So with that being said, let's check it out.
That's a felony? Bitch, new laws. Stealing is a felony. And this is Orange County, bitch. They don't play. That's why I asked what county is this. That's where I went to jail last year and got on probation for a year for stealing out of Target.
It's a felony this time. It ain't just a little misdemeanor. We gonna get a little slap on the wrist and go on about our business. No. We gonna sit down for a little bit of time for doing this crime. Okay. So yeah, listen, I definitely agree. I'm just a little bit in shock that 4.7 million people voted against Prop 36. Now, thankfully, it still won. But I'm still shocked that a good portion of people, a third of California, voted against that measure, which is just absolutely crazy to me, considering the amount of crime. So much so that businesses are closing down in California. And I've talked about that in past videos. One of the more recent ones is In-N-Out Burger. And here is one of the owners of In-N-Out Burger talking about closing down one of her locations, or her location. Check it out.
Oh yeah, we're all tight.
Yeah, it's interesting. How do you decide on growth? I mean, you have over 400 restaurants, and I know you just had to shut down one in Oakland, which I'm going to guess why, but I'm going to let you make a remark. But how do you make these decisions, whether to grow or to shut a store down?
It was just absolutely dangerous. There was, out of 365 days, I think almost 300 days, there was some type of event, some type of thing
in
happening.
Oakland.
In Oakland, yeah.
Like what, robberies or violence?
Car burglaries, violence, fights, theft, you name it. I mean, there was a lot. There was actually gunshot went through the store. There's the stabbing. There was a lot. It was really
and you've
bad.
never shut a restaurant down before.
No.
And so this must have been pretty
huge.
Hard.
It was huge, but we, for the safety of our associates, we just felt like this is not okay, So, and the amount of time it would take for the police to get there too was alarming.
Huh. Yeah. Seems like defund the police is working quite well, right? You can't even call them in to save yourself, which is also kind of ass backwards because the people on the left always say, well, you don't need guns. We need to get rid of the guns. So you defunded the police and now you want to get rid of the guns. So like, what are you supposed to do when somebody kicks in your front door? Well, you call the police. Well, the same police that you defunded? Like, do you expect the police to be like omnipresent or something? Like, you expect them just to be standing on guard outside of your house or something and just, I am here to save you. Like, no, they gonna come to your house and draw the chalk outline of your body where it was lying in your house after they've pillaged through your stuff and, pine boxed you. So, like, no thank you. No thank you. Absolutely not. But, yeah, man, Prop 36, and folks are finding out the hard way that it is now in effect. And you saw the two chicks in the back of the car, like, it's a felony? New laws. Which is also crazy because, like, what if the chicks knew that, hey, this is a felony now, but she still allegedly went and did it? That one shocks me. That one absolutely shocks me right there. Oh, I guess it shouldn't shock me too much, right? But because criminals are criminals, allegedly. But yeah, man, you knew and you still would have did it. Well, all right. Go ahead and sit down for a little bit of time then. Okay? Sit down for a while in this concrete box. All right? Maybe you'll think about doing that again the next time. Think twice about doing that again the next time. But who knows? Who knows? I do think it will have a decent effect on the crime because it also gave a stiffer penalty for folks who, I don't know if you guys have ever seen the videos where like a bunch of like the young kids like will run into like a gas station and just pillage everything. It gave like a stiffer penalty for like stuff like that. To try to discourage people from doing that, because obviously that's a difficult situation to handle. Even if there are cops present, that's a massive amount of people that are running into a store, running around, grabbing whatever and sprinting out. Like, I mean, the cops can only do so much in a situation like that, but the people that they do catch, they're going to get some stiffer penalties. So hopefully they think twice about it the next time. I definitely agree with that. But let me know your thoughts, your opinions on this absolutely hilarious clip. The chicks finding out the hard way. But it's also sad, when you have honest business owners trying to make a living for their family and they have to close down their business because out of 365 days, 300 of them, there's some major incident happening. Like, that's absolutely crazy. 300 days out of the year, something crazy is happening at your location. At your business's location. That's crazy. It has nothing to do with you yourself. I mean, maybe a little bit depending on how you voted, but it has nothing to do with you directly. Okay. So like, it's like, man, what are you supposed to do? I guess the only option is to close up shop and leave. And hopefully the people of California are waking up and realizing, we can't vote for Democrats, so maybe we should start leaning the opposite direction. And in this past election, you kind of saw that a little bit. Not as much as I would have liked, but you kind of saw that happening a little bit. Trump won a lot more, or got it a lot closer in California than some folks expected. I want to say he lost by less than 20 points in California, which is absolutely crazy to me because that's supposed to be like the deepest blue of blue places, right? New York was, I believe he lost by 11, maybe 10. That one was moderately close. New Jersey was flippable, which shout out to Scott Presler because he's apparently going to New Jersey and starting an operation there to flip New Jersey red. So, hey, listen, things are on the up and up around America, baby. But as always, thanks for tuning in. Peace and love. I'm out.